Dung's Diary Ghost Stories in the Stock Market. January 20th, 2024. Today is the first New Year's Eve in many years that I've been able to stay home completely. After graduating, I worked as an analyst for a small securities company in a remote district. Little did I know that place would become a real battlefield. Penny stocks plummeted, margin calls were constant, and the market epidemic spread like dengue fever. 2 years of practical experience made me famous for my ability to read charts and predict money flow movements. In my 3rd year, a large securities company in Ho Chi Minh City transferred me to be the head of the analysis team. 5 days before Tet, Lunar New Year, I got leave. My cousin was overjoyed. She picked me up at the bus station and dragged me straight to a pancake restaurant. Go quickly before it's too late. My friends are waiting. At the dinner table, I met Lien. She's a freelance trader, famous for her incredibly accurate bottom fishing skills. I deliberately set the scene. Today was both Lien's birthday and the day I started my new job. The atmosphere was cheerful, and with the alcohol flowing, Lien and I exchanged meaningful glances. I knew immediately that my cousin was trying to set us up. After the party, I borrowed Mai's car to take Lien for a drive. Under the streetlights, Lien poured out her heart. Her mother had terminal cancer and only wanted to see her daughter at peace before she passed away. She was pressuring Lien to marry Toan, the son of the investment fund tycoon who was manipulating several hot stocks on the exchange. Lien had sent me 3 letters and a box of wedding rings, but I hid them all. The last letter only contained a dried chrysanthemum, a hint of farewell. My heart ached terribly. In front of Lien's house, I screamed her name in despair before collapsing. When I woke up, I was no longer in front of her house. I was lying in front of a deserted grave in the Teochew cemetery. The tombstone bears the name Hang Lien's half-sister, who committed suicide 4 years ago after the disastrous margin call orchestrated by Toan and his group of funds. On January 21st, I recounted. A strange girl drove home and told me to come to the cemetery to pick her up. Lien was seriously ill, delirious and calling out Hang's name all night.
Y visited Lien.
Mrs. Chow, Lien's mother, welcomed me warmly for the first time, worried about her daughter. But Lien had left home after arguing about an arranged marriage. On January 22nd, a terrifying shift. On my first day at the new company, I received a call about an emergency case from a relative, sent by the hospital. I panicked, dropped everything, and rushed to the hospital. When I entered the emergency room, I was stunned. It was Lien. She woke up in a panic, tearing off her bra. On Lien's chest were 3 black moles, round like 3 peas, arranged evenly from left to right. I was stunned because I had seen her chest before. There were no moles. Lien was clinically dead shortly after. I took her body, refusing to let it be moved to the morgue. I buried her in my garden, insisting on keeping her body intact. On the night of January 23rd, I slept in Lien's old room. In the middle of the night, a ghost appeared, a deep, low male voice, with a faint smell of cigarette smoke. He claimed to be Lien and Hang's father. He said, "You only buried 3 cats." I panicked and dug up the grave in the middle of the night. Sure enough, in the coffin there were only 3 calico cats, black and white, lying motionless. There was no Lien's body. The grave had automatically filled in after a strange whirlwind. On January 24th, I went to Hang's grave as the ghost had instructed. Nearby was an abandoned house. Lien lay unconscious on a bamboo bed, her body still warm but like a corpse. Following the whispers of her father's ghost, I pressed my body close to Lien, transferring warmth and life force. Lien regained consciousness and burst into tears in my arms. We went home. Mrs. Chow was so overjoyed she almost fainted. The following night, my father's ghost appeared one last time, explaining everything. Hang had become a ghost of a stock market investor. The resentment from the margin call and her unjust death caused her to wander the trading floor, manipulating money flows and draining the life force from investors to take revenge on Toan and the fund group. Hang wanted to possess Lien's body to continue investing and complete her revenge. The 3 calico cats were the conduits for the resentment, leaving behind black moles Hang's mark. Thanks to my father's timely intervention, he was tormented by guilt for indirectly causing Hang's death. Lien was saved. I had to bury the 3 cats beside Hang's grave to dispel the resentment. After I finished, I heard crying coming from the grave, and then everything was quiet. 1 month later, the wedding day. Lien and I got married. Everyone feared Hang would ruin everything, but thanks to her father's spirit protecting her, the wedding went smoothly. Lien held my hand tightly in front of the altar, whispering to the empty space, "Sister Hang, thank you. We will live happily, and I hope you will bless us through the waves of life to come." Today, the day I rewrote my diary. Lien and I have had peaceful days. She returned to trading, and I continued analyzing charts. But occasionally, when the market fluctuated violently, Lien would unconsciously draw 3 black moles on her trading notebook. At that moment, I knew Hang was still there, silently observing from the afterlife. As for me, Dung, who once teetered on the brink of life and death, I only knew to cherish each day with the one I loved. The stock market continues to revolve. Life and death do too. And love, sometimes, is stronger than the vengeful spirits of ghosts.